Mark. Hey, buddy.
It is great to be back in the Colorado Rockies.
Glad you finally got here.
Hey, you remember this hunt?
Oh,
It's been a couple years already.
Has it been 2 years?
Yeah. Can you believe that?
I remember he was right over your shoulder, ripped a bugle right at, I couldn't believe it, right before you shot it.
I'm telling you. Well, he's not the biggest bull in the world, but he'll do.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, if they rip it like they did then, we're in for a good hunt this week.
We heard the shot. We knew something was going on. Yeah, all right.
But there's something about the autumn, the fall woods, November, the leaves start.
Yeah. To outsmart a 3.5, 4.5, 5.5-year-old mature whitetail buck is, I'll promise you, what dreams are made of.
What a beautiful place. I know it's gonna be a long time until I miss a bow season out here in the Colorado Rockies.
Anyway, I've had fun. I don't have to kill one to have a good season. It's just been great being out here and seeing stuff like this.
Drury Outdoors presents Bullroar. September in the Colorado Rockies. Words can't describe the beauty when autumn overtakes the mountain wilderness. This seasonal change also kicks the rut of the majestic Rocky Mountain elk into full gear. For the elk hunter, there is no better time to hear that eerie yet addictive bugle of a mature bull elk. In Bullroar, join world champion callers Mark Drury and Steve Stoltz as they team up with Abe Moline, the elk master, for another lesson in aggressive elk hunting. You'll see footage of more than 20 bulls expertly called within range by Abe, Mark, and Steve. And you'll witness some of the most exciting elk hunts ever captured on film. In a special black powder section, you'll join Mossy Oak's Cecil Carter as he harvests a bull of a lifetime. And you'll receive helpful elk hunting tips throughout this film that will help you on your next elk hunt. No elk production will compare with the calling and bugling found on this tape. It's an elk hunting extravaganza as the elk are roaring from start to finish.
Hello, I'm Mark Drury, and thank you for choosing a Drury Outdoors production. Bullroar is our third elk production to date, and we feel like it's our best. Like any animal that you choose to hunt, if you are in the right place at the right time, it's a safe bet that you'll have an exciting hunt. It has been 6 years since we started hunting elk out west, and like a magnet, the bugle of the majestic bull elk has brought us back ever since. We feel as if we have learned how to be successful from one of this nation's best elk hunters, Ralph Abe Moline. We dedicate our entire elk series to Abe, for without him, what you are about to see would not be possible. The first part of our hunt, Steve and I decided to hunt together, while Abe and Arnie Schlotman from Red Feather Outfitters dropped back to call. The bulls were extremely vocal on this clear, cold morning, and with Abe doing his magic, we were quite confident that one of us would get a shot.
Man, we're close right now. This wind is really swirling. What do you think, Abe? Okay. Hey, so move. I don't think that was you. Go ahead, get one. Let's go. Move. Let's go.
Steve and I split up to cover two different vantage points. As luck would have it, Steve was on the side with all the action.
see elk, right? And these bulls were just the wrong angle, so I had to let them go off. But they're not spooked, they keep herding the cows. Maybe we'll get another shot.
Abe, let's talk about real quick 3 basic choices among tube calls today that a guy has, or among bugle calls I should say, when he goes out to purchase a new elk call. First of all, your Dominator bull call.
Well, it unit here has a lip step on it for your lower lip, backing plate, tongue structure in there, 3 different sizes of latex, light, medium, heavy. And then when you get your sound going through your tongue or your lip,
right,
you control it down here with airflow. And you basically got just about any sound you want to do with it.
About as realistic as it gets.
Oh man, I'll tell you.
Takes a little practice to get to learn, but not as difficult as a mouth call. Probably the easiest type, wouldn't you agree, Steve, would be the reeded type call.
Yeah, and Mark, I'm no caller is near as good as Abe, so I have to rely on a call that's user friendly, and so I use the Bullroar, and it's got a reed in it where you just blow your air through it, and you learn your different air volume, and that's how you get your bugle. It's not hard to learn at all, and it's got that unique extender tube on it for your sound, and you just blow into it.
Probably the most difficult, like I said, is a diaphragm call. Just like with turkey calls, it's hard to get to learn, but it's probably the most popular. Most guys depend on them. This is a double reeded diaphragm with, again, the extender tube to give me a little push through there to control your air volume.
That's great. You know, I think what it boils down to, Abe, is whatever's comfortable for the person. Whichever call is that you're more comfortable with, that's the one you need to be using.
That's the one you need to go with.
They all work.
Cattle fences are a common sight in elk country. As you are about to see, this man-made barrier doesn't stop an elk or an entire herd of elk from coming to Abe and Arnie's call. But a little bit of wind shift can change what seems like certain success. Between Abe's estrus cow call and Arnie's challenging bugles, this entire herd, including the herd bull, was about to cross the fence and into our lap. But you will soon see why an elk's nose is their first line of defense, thanks to an unexpected wind shift.
That group until that every one of them got over the fence and the camera got
I
there.
had a perfect shot at that little weird racked 4-point,
Yeah.
but you know, we're passing the 4 points, so I let him go, you know, but I had a 20-yard shot.
Well, and that's a good thing because he's on a management program.
Right.
And he's growing bigger bulls because you saw that 6-point. We saw several 5
How
points.
big
on
was
the
that
side.
6-point? What would he score, Abe?
240 probably in there. He's
Really?
not, he's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I think
would've
he's
thought
bigger
he
than
was-
that.
I would've thought he
oh,
was
yeah,
closer
I
to
think he's
Pope and
Pope and Young. Yeah, he's beautiful, beautiful elk. But that goes to show that management program, leaving those 5 point or those 4 points go, and only killing 5 points or better
could
is
see several-
working, man.
Several age structures there. I saw spikes, I saw little bitty raghorns, I saw 5 points, and then of course the big herd bull.
They're out,
Nice
they're
6-point.
out going way out in the sage. Out there.
They got
Oh, unreal.
got a backdraft, didn't they?
Yeah, they caught our wind.
They caught our wind.
Ones that got across caught our wind and took the whole herd back.
I was amazed at how the little calves were trying to get through the fence. And they poked through, and they poked through, and they just didn't want to go over the fence. They tried going through.
Abe was down there picking up all the action with his camera. How many miles have you carried this camera, Abe?
Probably a couple of thousand.
I'd hate to guess. I know when we were out in Oregon, you were able to pick up the action from in the back where you were doing the calling, and you got the kill from a different scene. And
It's just every tight situation, I start blinking battery.
I know you got a nice little scene last year in New Mexico on a special
I
hunt.
got a nice little bull there toward the last few days and just did it. Get over with, you know.
And you set the camera up,
I
got
set
it running, and luckily the bull come right into the opening.
So he filmed it himself.
Yeah, and got the kill. So you know, taking your camera. I mean, that's another way to shoot them. You know, is on your whether it's still camera or live footage or whatever.
If you haven't got it, you won't get nothing, so you might as well tote along with you.
Did you get some good footage there?
Oh, I got quite a bit of it.
Unreal. What
Let's,
an encounter.
Maybe Arnie knows where this other herd's going, so
Okay.
Maybe
let's
we'll check
head
them.
on.
Maybe we'll check those out.
Abe, earlier we talked about different type of bugle calls. Now let's talk about the other important call that a hunter really needs, and that's a cow-calf type of call.
Well, they're necessary out there, real necessary. Which we have here is the enticer cow call, which is also the mouthpiece of the dominant.
External type used just
External.
like this, lips and tongue.
Yeah, you use your lower lip, and you control air, and you keep your cheeks tight.
Okay.
You got the smooth backing plate for the estrus call, mellow cow, and you got this here for high pitches for calves. And extend the sound for that sweet sound.
Excellent
friendly
sound,
sound.
and we've seen it work too many times.
Oh man, I'll tell
Steve,
you.
how about you? I mean, what's your favorite choice?
Well, Mark, being involved with turkey calling and the turkey call business, I think that my easiest call to use in the field is a diaphragm call. And you can get cow-calf calls with a diaphragm call as well as those. And I like to use it in conjunction with the extender tube.
In the closed position?
Yeah, in a closed position, and you just kind of softly squeal into it with it.
It gives it a lot of realistic flow through there.
You bet, you bet.
The other type of call, which may be the easiest to use, is a type call where you bite down and we've got a band through there that gives you the different sounds. And it's a prototype, and we've all been using it this week. It's going to be available through MAD, and we call it the ultimate cow-calf. We just came up with it for this hunt. And one side is calf, the other side is cow. bit lower pitch for the cow.
Very easy to use. I mean.
Very easy to use. But again, 3 choices, whatever works best for each individual hunter. Steve and I decided to hunt on our own for a few days. On this evening hunt, Steve went with Abe and I headed to the top of Custer Mountain. There had been several sightings of a monster bull on Custer, and I wanted to see if I could get a glimpse or maybe even a shot at this magnificent bull. The bugling that I was hearing brought me to this meadow that seemed to be full of feeding elk. What I was about to see made the climb to the top of Custer Mountain worth the effort.
Oh boy. Corner, corner, corner. Look what's coming in. Look. Oh my. That right there is the largest bull I've ever seen in the wild. I got to look at him through the binoculars for quite a while. He's a huge 6-point. I'd hate to guess what he scores, but he's easily over 300. I guess he's probably 320, 330. I mean, what a bull. What a bull.
Steve and Abe were on the lower part of Custer when they finally catch up with this very vocal bull. It's almost dark, but that doesn't keep this bull from putting on a show.
Abe has got that bull red hot, but he's got a cow with him, so he just won't come across the fence. What a beautiful bull, though. This was a great hunt. We'll come back here tomorrow. We'll come back in here tomorrow.
The next morning, I teamed up with Abe to try my luck with yet another trophy-sized bull that had been spotted near Connor Creek. Little did I know that I would be face to face with him before we even entered the timber. bugle or not to bugle? That's a question that you're going to have to answer a lot when you're out there in the timber elk hunting. As an elk hunter, in today's public grounds, which are very pressured, sometimes bugling too much can cost you a chance at an elk, or sometimes not bugling enough can cost you a chance at that elk. Here's a little helpful hint on helping you decide when to bugle and when not to. Let that elk determine how often you bugle. Take his temperature on any given day. Don't start out too aggressive. See what he's going to do. Read the scene. See how aggressive he is on that day. If he's bugling a lot and he's coming at you and he's really aggressive, then you get aggressive. Bugle back just as often as you want to. If, however, he's not in quite as good a mood, maybe you don't have to bugle as much. Be a little bit more on the meek side. Be a little bit more sneaky. So take that elk's temperature and let him decide how often you bugle.
Anxious to try and change our luck, Abe picked up his bow for a round with these Rocky Mountain elk. Like Abe has done countless times for us, I dropped back with a cow decoy and attempted to call this bull in for Abe.
completely, and he turned and went right on me. Tell you what, did what? I was standing amazed on my face.
I just couldn't believe it. I mean, I saw him down there, and we snuck in on him, got close, he was bedded, started talking to him. It goes to show you what bugling can do. It's 12:15, so this
I like this time of day.
I like it too, because he was bedded. We got him up out of his bed, got him riled up, got him rubbing trees.
Takes a little patience, you know.
And he wouldn't come when he was rubbing those trees, so I grabbed a tree and I snuck over to Decoy, started moving it, and man, he looked at it, and it brought him in. That Decoy is unbelievable.
He's still convinced we're real. He's still convinced. Because them guys are back there.
I just thought for sure you had a shot.
Well, another 3 steps I would have. Then
Well, that just goes to show you how different the angle is from your angle and my angle. I mean,
look how open it is here, man.
And you didn't have a shot, and you see, would you ever dream you could come in this and
Well, like I told you, I always call them close.
Yeah.
you helped me this time.
Let's
try it later.
Let's go. I gotta go back and get the decoy, and then we'll see.
Ask about it.
After already harvesting that beautiful 4x4 in New Mexico, Abe's sights were set on harvesting only a trophy bull. The next morning, Steve and Arnie once again attempt to lure a trophy bull within range of Abe's bow.
Too many bulls. This red feather is incredible. Does this happen every morning, Arnie?
Quite often.
Oh, I knew there was bulls all around us, and I thought you had a good shot at that one over there, but you may have been too far. I don't know. Looked like a good 5-pointer.
It's about 43, 45 yards, and I didn't dare take the chance. This in here didn't give me a shot.
They're still bugling, so we're not out of the ball game.
And this 4-point come walking in the back door, and I didn't know what to do with him.
Did you hear them open up when I challenged them?
Oh, yeah,
I challenged them and busted some brush, and I mean, they just opened up. They were just going in a frenzy. But I know which one you wanted. You wanted that big 6-pointer.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. We need to go get after them. We're not out of the ball game yet.
No, we're not out of the ball game yet.
Let's go.
we worked that bull that came in so close, 8 steps of you. We did both aggressive bugling and meek, soft bugling. I was in the background playing the little bull, playing the little spike. You were up front giving him the dominant stuff, and he was really answering that dominant stuff. What determines when you're going to be aggressive and when you're going to be meek? Or talk to me a little bit about, or how do you read that?
Well, it's in his voice. You know, if his tone is right in there, I will get in there and do the whoop, but I have a bad habit of getting too deep. So when I'm in there close, like you picked him up back there, I try to tone it down and going, I mean, I'm it.
Right.
You know, and back there, you're trying to interfere yet.
Let me ask you something else. Does the time of the year have anything to do with it? How early you're out there in the bow season, whether it be early September or mid-September or late September, how much does that dictate how aggressive you're going to be?
Well, early season is pre-rut, you know. That there is when you got to be real timid, friendly. Elk still like to band together.
Like this?
Yeah. Yeah, they're trying to band together. They're friendly animals, you know. Then one old boy, I'm dominant. You boys move over. I'm taking over. See, they feel that. And then he's the aggressor. When they move in on something, he takes over. You got to read that. You hear all these perimeter bulls, you got to get by those
Give
guys.
me as aggressive as you can be. Give it to me, all you got.
I'm in close there, 40 yards of him, and I mean it, and I want to get him.
You're stomping.
You know, I keep the chuckle out there because if he's not chuckling, I don't do it. I only chuckle is necessary when you're in tight. Get that ooh in there. You're meaning business.
That's some good points, man. A high-pressure system in clear, cold weather seemed to increase a rutting animal's activity no matter what species of game you are hunting. I was lucky enough to catch a morning like this as the elk were in the right mood. The next morning, I once again teamed up with Abe and Arnie. With a foul weather system fast approaching, I realized this could be my last chance to harvest a bull.
Ready to go, Abe?
We were in luck. This bull seemed to cut Abe's call off, indicating that he was ready to work.
Suck him up. Oh, baby, did he come? Oh. He didn't know what to do. No. He looked at that decoy. I know he stood there and looked at it for long. That's why I started bleeding, real bleeding. Put it in there, fire. Ooh, that's a good feeling right there. Right behind the shot. That's why he's staggering around. Yeah, that's why he's staggering. I don't know anything.
That must have been. Oh, look here, look here.
Oh boy. Faster, Mark.
It's barely stuck in.
Double lung all the way.
It went right through it.
Oh, just like a butter. That was a whack I heard.
Nice, huh?
Yeah.
It's still wet.
Well, it's been not too long ago. If you look real close, you probably see him laying right over
Yeah,
there.
he stumbled several times and then he went down right up there.
Boy, he couldn't really stand up. He just didn't know what was wrong with him.
Let's go out this way and get where he stopped so long.
Let's grab his trail.
I almost think I smell him. Is it? It's probably smelling. I swear I smell him.
Yeah,
These guys are close now.
There's blood up there.
Yeah, those specks are here now. We heard him crash back right in here somewhere.
He's not moving.
Can't be too far. He's right in here. Where'd he go here?
There he is, right up there. Huh? He's right up there.
Oh, yeah, there he is. There he is.
Where?
Right straight up. Look on the other side of the tree.
Got it?
Right up there.
Oh, beautiful. Oh.
Yeah.
It's an easy tracking trail, isn't it? What, 100 yards circle? 100 yard circle?
Oh, look at that.
Oh my goodness, look at it.
I love these pole tickets. Listen to where they're going. It's hard for me to get my legs through there.
Huh? Oh my God, look at it.
You see your success and then get through there.
Beautiful. Woo. Oh my. Dave, this one's a little bigger than the last one.
Well, I told you they're growing. Growing in size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 on that side. Gang, a little job right
6
there.
by 5.
Perfect shot, just maybe 3 inches high, but who's going to complain?
Thank you, Abe. And thank you, Arnie. I appreciate it, man. You don't know how much.
Good shot. Last night the milk was showing that dominance, you know. And like Arnie this morning says that we better take a little toot from the vehicle. We walked in here, you know.
Yeah.
And we did, and nothing happened, we didn't think. So we went a little further down the road there, tooted again, and he was right there. And it's the one that answered.
Yes.
And then one answered further off.
Yeah.
What they're doing, this old boy, he's the herd bull. I mean, he's showing it. He was saying it. He was telling it good.
He was saying get
so
back.
now we done set the challenge. So we had to stay with it, you know. We couldn't exit the scene in a challenge, so we tried the Esther's cow call, the herd coming into the area. And he did his thing,
Man,
you know.
is he beautiful.
So then we...
And then when we moved, look at that.
Yeah.
When we moved out and away from where he was with all the cows, they all came through, right through all that brush. Then you said, I'm going to the Esther's cow. And I mean, he peeled away and came. I mean, all by himself.
As soon as we positioned ourselves where they were heading for, and we went for several things.
Give me an example of that Esther's cow,
Well,
like you did.
It's a drawed out, little drawed out sound like going. But what you got to do then is you got to plead this behind it. Little calf wants mama. You let that bull know, but it's hard to do it when you're in one spot. Be nice if 2 guys was called. But when you suck him up, as soon as he did that drag out the call he did there, he was saying, come to me. And I wasn't coming. And that decoy, as soon as he come down and seen that decoy, he was in the tube already.
Isn't that awesome? Look how small it rolls up to.
I mean, once you can get them lined up and hide that head behind there, I tell you, you know, it's just
You were asking about that yesterday when you saw it. That's a new one, that Featherflex. It's actually a prototype. That's one of the first 2 or 3, and I'm sold on it. It's so light to carry, and it's easy to
if you're using calling tactics, I mean,
right with it. And we always have that trouble. How many times have we had those elk come out there at 50 or 60 yards and stop, and then not come on in? And when they got the sight, it's just like a turkey. When they can see what they want to see, they come right to it.
The bull has to have something to come to. You know, he has no reason to leave if they're, you know. But right now there's no estrus in,
So they got to come and
They
get it.
gotta come. Beautiful. Thanks again, Arnie.
That.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Abe.
Say
It's
what they-
always a pleasure.
Say what they want, they'll always be there.
All right.
Woo! Whew. These mountains are gonna kill me, Abe.
Well, we're getting up there.
Let's take a break. Abe, I've been wanting to ask you. I've noticed in a lot of our hunts, the one thing that really impresses me about you is how you can read when to cow call and when to calf call and when to even make a cow-calf call as far as pulling that bull in. How do you determine that?
Well, it's a situation. Are those elk traveling to their bedding grounds? You know, is it way later in the morning and they're headed for the bedding grounds, or are they out there just feeding? And then is that burro herding them? Oh, and his sound's there. So when I pick up on that, you stay with that sound.
And how do you use the
Well,
two different sounds?
Another sound is if they're moving off and they're moving to bedding grounds, I'm trying to get a lost calf back to draw mama
So
back.
you're giving a lost calf call to
You
get
do.
that
Yeah.
bull to come back.
Little pitches like this. Outside the perimeter, and then mama, back there maybe, if she's there, trying to plead that calf on.
You bet. You know, one thing I've noticed is when a bull is hot, if he's really extremely hot, and he hears that cow-calf call that you give,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's going to want to come back and herd that cow or calf back into his herd, and it's amazing. It almost works just every time.
That's the idea. Try to get out there. Certain times it don't matter a bit. They're just going, you know, and they don't care if they leave you. Boy, when that old bull has got command, he wants to keep everybody up tight.
Well, it's a deadly call. Let's just go try and locate another one. This red feather has been incredible so far. I can
You're
tell
about
you
to
that.
the top.
Oh man.
The weather front that had been heading our way finally hit. Sometimes a change in weather can shut down the rutting activity of elk for days, but luckily, the elk were still in a vocal mood. Little does Steve know that he's about to get the shot that he'd been waiting for the entire week.
thing, when I shot Abe, I had one window, I had a pretty good wide window to shoot through, and the arrow took off towards him perfect. I guessed him about shy of 40 yards. I shot a low 40 yards, and the arrow hit a little pine branch.
I seen.
Man, that arrow took off in front of him, and he looked like he didn't know what happened, and it didn't really spook him too bad because they all stayed pretty tight.
Did you hear me scream at him and stop him?
Yeah, you dropped your bow. I'll tell you what, you talk about a bull roaring. That elk was screaming.
It was hot tonight.
I'm telling you. Well, let's come back. Maybe we can get on one in the morning.
There's several elk sounds out there you'll hear the cows put out. It's the lost sound, the herd up sound, and there's that draw it out friendly sound. That's get that bull worked up to get him over there, she's in. And it's a draw it out sound that you plead, really plead. I discovered it several years ago, and it really works fine, but you got to do it just like this. What you're doing, projecting that sound out there, to really friendly, come and join me sound. And those bulls, they get all worked up, and they start slurping and carrying on and glunking, and they're coming to gain that cow. And that's the only way you can ever get that bull that's tight with his cows, and he hasn't got no cows and esters, and you got to get him back to you as you make that lovesick sound. And it works great, but don't overdo it.
The black powder gun season usually falls right smack in the middle of the peak of the rut in western elk country. Orny was lucky enough to draw a black powder elk tag in the area that we were hunting. This was a pleasant change of pace, as you will soon see that black powder hunting can be just as challenging. With his sights set on harvesting only a trophy bull, Arnie presses on. It wasn't long before he spots what looked to be a shooter raking a tree with his antlers.
So they're bull bugling for us, but he's not quite big enough yet. He's got a good bugle on him, but he's only about a small 5. We'll keep looking for something bigger than that.
Later, that same morning, Arnie spots yet another bull. Watch how this bull reacts when he hears the estrus cow call.
You know, one thing that hunting with Abe for so long has taught me is that the best way to locate a bull is to bugle. Use that bugle call to locate a bull. Locate what situation he's in, what position he's in, and then situate around him. Check the wind and get around downwind of him and move in for the hunt. That's what I like to use the bugle call. I don't really use a bugle for a lot of other things. I'm really kind of shy about bugling and challenging a bull rather than using it for locating. So if you want to locate a bull, use a bugle. You can use a high-pitched bugle or the regular growl bugle, and a lot of times a bull will answer, and it's a good way to locate a bull for your hunt.
Mossy Oak Cecil Carter was also fortunate enough to draw an elk tag. His tag was for a trophy bull area in the state of New Mexico. Cecil was hunting with outfitter Jack Diltz, and you are about to see why more and more trophy bull hunters are heading for New Mexico.
Well, you may wonder why I'm sitting here under this tree instead of next to my bull, but it's been about an hour and a half since I shot, and I tracked for 200 or 300 yards, and the bull's still bugling, so it looks like we got a clean miss. And yeah, I'm a little upset with myself because the hunt was great. It was a beautiful hunt, gorgeous morning, bulls bugling everywhere, and a nice bull, and I just didn't do my part. But if that happens to you, don't worry about it, because that bull went back to bugling about 10 or 15 minutes after the shot. And we're going to give him a few more minutes to settle down, and hopefully I'll settle down by that time, and we'll give him another try.
With several days left and plenty of vocal bulls in the area, Cecil put his unfortunate miss behind and pressed on. Sometimes the quickest cure for a miss is to immediately follow it up with a successful harvest.
for close. I made a good shot on him. I shot him a little far back, but he was quartering away, so it should go right up through the vitals. So we just give him time to lay down, and we'll go find him. Well, there's some more blood. I knew I made a good hit on that bull. All the blood looks good too. Looks like good lung blood, probably a double lung shot. He should be close. Whoa. There he is right there. What a beautiful bull. Wow. What a bull. And what a hunt. Elk are just incredible animals. And they're so much fun to hunt during the rut. And this old boy was up on the hill, and you know, it's very seldom that you're in the right place at the right time, but we got lucky. And he came down the hill and nearly blew my cap off on that last bugle. But he quartered away and started to leave and just opened up a great shot, great angle. And whether you're shooting a muzzle loader or a bow, angling away is the best shot that you can possibly hope for. And as you can see, it did the job. He didn't go 200 yards. But what a nice bull. And what a morning. We've heard bulls bugling everywhere. And we're hunting on Two Rivers Ranch with Jack Dills. And believe it or not, this is an average bull for this ranch. This is just incredible. We have seen some bigger bulls, but for one reason or another, we just couldn't get lucky. And we got in on this one just right. And Jack's got a tremendous management program. And he's growing some big bulls. And this is it's just average for this place. It's incredible.
Here is Jeff Brooks from the Bow Rack Archery Range in Eugene, Oregon. Jeff sent this hunt into Abe's contest and won a hunt with the Elkmaster himself. If you are interested in purchasing an Abe & Son Natural Elk Sound product or participating in future video contests, please contact the address and phone number given during the credits of this film. We at Drury Outdoors want to thank you for selecting one of our hunting adventures. We hope that you enjoyed watching Bullroar as much as we enjoyed making it.